Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cash. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross & Sons, scrap metal made simple. Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cash. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross & Sons, scrap metal made simple. Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cash. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross & Sons, scrap metal made simple. Tonight.
Good evening, folks, and welcome inside the RBC Center. So we get set here for some Nova Scotia High School Hockey League action between the Millwood Knights and the Woodlawn Panthers. So we get set for puck drop, 5:31 here, the local time in Burnside, Nova Scotia's. We get set for action here on this Wednesday night, live on High Button Sports. I'm Logan Carruthers, Mason DeNike on the camera as we get set for puck drop. Welcome. And we are underway. As that puck worked in here, big hit there right off the start of this one. Starting out there for the Panthers, that was for the Knights, that was number 11, Jackson Studdert. So you got the start there on defense for the Knights. It goes all the way down, no icing on the plays. That's worked up the wall. Working that puck in, shot there. That's sent wide of the net. Good chance in front off the wall. Joel Verge. As it's worked around and chipped out into the neutral zone. Good job to just get it out of their way. Call up Max Holiday. He'll get the start here for the Panthers. As that's worked back into the neutral zone. Here's a chance. Verge shot up and over the net and back into the neutral zone. All the way back into the Knights zone and picked up in his own zone there. Alex Groom, he'll go D to D. Worked up the wall, pass. Too hot to handle, and that'll be sent down the length. All the way down the full way by past Camden Brooks. And they'll get a chance to introduce the starting goaltenders. Starting down in nets for the Knights. Face-off gonna go to the blocker side. Goaltender, number 35, Cameron Coker. So he'll get the start here this evening on this mid-week matchup as it gets sent back in around his net. Starting 200 feet down, number 31, Parker Cool. He'll get the nod for the Panthers here at home. That's held at the line. Good job holding on the far side. Conrad Eisner and up into the Knights bench, and the faceoff's going to stay inside. So you get a shot of Eisner down there. 200 feet from Coker. His faceoff's going to go to his blocker side. Digging in on the offensive zone draw for the Panthers, number 15. No name on the roster there for him. Sorry, that was number 55. My apologies. Vander Tobin, as it's worked out by the Knights now. In through the neutral zone. Here's a chance. Smith dishes it off. Down to the corner, centering. Can't connect there. Trying to find Keats. Trying to center it through. Now work back. Here's a chance for the Panthers. 3-on-2. Centering chance, backhand knocked away off the stick there of Tobin. Chance in front, rebound, Tobin buries it home. And the Panthers break open the lead with an early goal here. 13-17 left in the first period. And Tobin nets home a backhander in front on a rebound. And the Panthers off to a lead. They come into the game with 12 goals for, 6 against, and a 3-0 record. 8 points on the year is back here at center ice. Millwood entering the game 1-1. 3 points, 10 goals for, 11 goals against. As that'll be 12 now as it's worked back in to the neutral zone as some D-to-D passing here between the two opposition defenders as it's worked back. Chip play to himself. Nice smart play to work it in over the line. Opong down low, centering pass looking out front. Guess who in front there? That was Vander Tobin once again looking to clean that one home. Us back into the neutral zone. Temp in and back into the D zone. That'll be Opong. As goal getting credited, number 55, Vander Tobin, here to open the scoring in the first period as Millwood in on the forecheck, gets worked out. Pass too far to the reach. Number 86, Beckett Power, goes all the way down 200 for icing. face off back in the Panthers zone as they lead 1-0 early here. They scored about a minute and 45 seconds into this one. They come into the game first in the league with an undefeated record here. Here's a chance, backdoor scores. There's a great feed in front there. Stepping down off the point, Jackson Studdard set up the play in front, bearing it home alone. Jack Smith, he was netted up over the shoulder there of goaltender Cool up over his blocker side, and we have a tied hockey game here. Under 3 minutes into the period. Is that puck now? Faced off here at center. Looking to send it in and give right back on the forecheck are the Knights. It's D2D in front of their own net. Chipping it up the wall. Good job there was Brooks. Zitz worked back. Here's a chance for the Panthers, 2-on-1. Trailer coming as well, is stepping up there. It was Brooks as it's sent back. He'll retreat back to his point on the far side. Smith down low. So Studdard getting the assist on the Jack Smith goal here, and we have a tied hockey game as it's worked back. Chance here off the side of the net. That was Ethan Smith off the half wall. Puck worked up to center and sent in. Clearing out, Cool looking to stretch out the zone. Out sent all the way down. As that goes too far to the reach of Isaac Mahoney, and that'll go all the way for icing. No change allowed for Woodlawn. Having a hop back over on the far side, Gregor Beach. Beach scoring the game winner in the last game against the CPA. So there's a chance out front. Off the skate, rebound. Shot off the shoulder, touching iron there. Good job getting that chance away. Joel Verge, he's had 3 chances, 3 shots on net. He's got to watch out for Verge as that's puck stumped in by Groom. So he'll have to get back now. Puck battled for on the half wall. Trying to get a shot off there. It's a good back check. Coming back all the way. Dumping it back was Joel Verge. As he'll pressure the puck now. Sent up past him as it would sail past his arm. Up by his shoulder. As it'll be picked up and looking over his options in his own zone. Provo works it up the wall. Chipping it up and out of play and into the players down below. That looks like the Woodlawn scratches or maybe other high school friends as it will be faced off here to the right of us, and dropping the puck, former Halifax McDonald, Keegan Larad, as it's worked back, kicked ahead as that'll be worked D2D and chipped back into the neutral zone. Working it to himself on a nice play there as he batted it out of the air around a defenseman. He'll get taken down. Good opportunity back the other way. That was Jacob Brownrigg. Brownrigg, a nice chance, a nifty little play there. As the Panthers looking to get a forecheck going. Working it up the wall. Looking over an option. Sent back off the skate and picked up in the neutral zone. That's worked over the line. Shot there by Richardson. Rebound picked up. Worked out by Halliday. Halliday call up for the Panthers, and he's right into stride. Halliday over the blue line. Toe drag to the middle. Here's a chance. Halliday scores coast to coast. Halliday picks up the rebound in his own end, and they go all the way down. Assistant captain Max Halliday with a magnificent goal. A highlight reel, High Button Sports caught it all. What a goal to give the Panthers the lead here. 9:39 remaining in the first period, and Halliday gives the Panthers a 2-1 lead. Face off here. Back at center ice. That'll be the first goal scorer of the game. That's Tobin as it'll be shot in high over the net and worked back to the point. Shot gobbled up into the chest protector there of Cool and held on for a whistle. Parker Cool getting the start here for the Panthers in this home game. It's a face-off in the offensive zone, taken there by Brandon McCooley. Worked back up the wall by the Panthers. Centering pass off a skate of Tobin and worked back into the neutral zone. Nice play. Working up the wall, getting a stick on it. No, says the official, and I'll go all the way down. Because that went under the stick of Blake Sturge, and face-off's going to have to go all the way back into the Knights' end as they had a clean breakout look up the other way, and that aired past will cost them a defensive zone draw. Tobin in on the draw now. He snaps it right back. Work D to D, picked up. Opong looking over an option. He'll work it down low, centering pass. Knocked away. Here's a chance. Shot there by Tobin and patted away. Calmly there by Cameron Coker as it cycled back down low. Picked up by Tobin once again. Tobin, the hot early jump in this game. Here's a chance. Vander Tobin shot. Chest save, rebound, picked up and worked out by the Knights as they hit the neutral zone, hit center, dump it in, and they'll peel off for a change. Cool out to play the puck. Left there and picked up by Opong. He'll wheel out far side. Around one. He'll have to keep his head up off the bench as he'll work in over the line. Is pressured off the bench, and that'll be chipped back into the neutral zone. Work back, Tobin. He'll get it back for Brooks. Brooks up the wall, off a skate, picked up Opong. Once again, nice little move around one. He looks over some options, buys some time, works it up the wall. Opong taking a bump. Pressured there. And turns it over just inside the line. Worked out, sent right back in. Good job to get it right back in. Remy Gallant as he'll pressure that puck down low. Rimmed around, Gallant will finish his check in the far corner. Worked up into the skates. Turned over now and picked right back up and worked back. Here's Groom, turns it over now back the other way. That'll be worked over the line by Beckett. Power shot high off the chest. Rebound. Worked towards the net and blocked and sent around. Good job to block that puck. Nathan Richards. Here's a chance out front. Rebound. Blocked again by Richards. High shot there up out of play. I think it flipped up on his stick. So that got sent high and up out of play by Remy Gallant. And a face-off going to stay inside. So that'll be picked up, worked then. Good job to send it right back. There's a nice defensive play there by Remy Gallant to keep the play alive down low. Here's a backdoor pass under the stick, though. As wide open backdoor, Hudson Kenny was looking to give the Panthers a 2-goal lead as that's worked back over by Verge. Verge turned over, takes a bump. Here's a centering pass, back to the point. Shot there, blocker, glove save is reaching across over in front of his blocker. On a good chance by Carter Carpenter. Carpenter and AP for the Knights. He gets called up as Captain Easton Graves away right now at Florida State. Actually right now he's doing a water skiing. I've heard he's one of the best in Canada at that sport. Congratulations, good luck to him. Hopefully that all works out for you, as I'm sure the team would like to have you back as soon as possible as it's worked back. Nice hit there by Tobin. Worked up the wall, trying to chip it in. Good job to take a hit to make a play. Isaac Mahoney as it's worked around to the far side under the stick of the defenseman, chipped up the wall and into the neutral zone. Far side, that's Conrad Eisner looking over. He'll take his time, wait for pressure to come, and works it up the wall. Nice job delaying there. Here's a saucer pass for Eisner. So Isaac Mahoney, as it goes off his stick, work back. Up for Tobin, looking across here for Mahoney as it goes under his stick once again, and he'll work it back for his D-man. Too far to the reach and all the way back. Siebold, D to D. Far side, that's Eisner now. Up the wall, Tobin, he'll collect, chip it to the middle, and into the neutral zone is Ethan Smith. He'll pressure the puck now, and he turns it over down low. Here's Smith. He just avoids running over his player there as a sidestep. And getting it out of harm's way was Alex Law, and he'll head off for a change now. 5:42 remaining here in the first period. period of this Wednesday night battle. Here's a centering pass all the way through. Shot there from distance. Sticked away into the corner as that was worked up the wall by Opong, and a big hit there. And a nice solid check, trying to step out of the way of that check was Jacob Brownrigg, as he takes the worst of it, delivering the hit in front. As he receives one there, is another big hit, and the physicality starting to pick up here. That was a big hit from number 77, Blake Sturge, as he sends it in front. Sturge laying the big hit on the man in the half wall. Had one given back his way. Here's a turnover in front. Trying to get it back door. Rebound loose, and glove save there. Held on for a whistle by Coker. Could have been a costly turnover, as that ended up on the goal scorer stick of Max Holiday. As Holiday with one already in the game, and he was looking for more. Holiday picking up his rebound in his own end and going coast to coast and shelving it on a beautiful move on the defender, and that gave the Panthers a 2-1 lead here on High Button Sports. Thanks for tuning in, folks, as this game live from the RBC Center in Burnside, just outside of Dartmouth, Nova Scotia, as that puck worked up the wall, chipped out there. Smart play. That might be too far to the reach of everyone, and all the way down. Brooks will get to it first, and that'll be sent down. Icing call on the Knights, and they'll send out some fresh forward legs. Hopping over is number 19, Gregor Beach, as well with Tobin and Evan Wren, as that's worked back. Opong shot there, looking for a stick in front, as it's worked up the wall. Turned over, though, is Tobin down low. Gets bumped there, looking still for a pass, as that'll be worked around. Carpenter, the call up. He'll get it up the wall. Into the center of the ice, now worked over. He'll dump that puck in. Good job there to get it in, Jack Smith. Smith with the opening goal for the Knights. It'll be worked right back here by the Panthers, up in the air. Tobin trying to get it back under control. Sent back in. Carpenter stick out of his hands, and Tobin's going to head to the box. Tobin's going to go for slashing. 2 for slashing here with 4:02 remaining in the period. And a power play here for the Knights, as a face-off's going to go back, looks like, to the glove hand side of goaltender Parker Cool. We'll get a first look at the power play for the Knights tonight. 2 minutes for slashing the call, and ref checking on the sleeves there. Fenceman in front, that's Alex Law. Here's a shot from distance, glove save, snagged easily and calmly out of the air by Parker Cool, and a face-off. Gonna stay inside. Face-off, one back by the Knights. Too far to the reach now. Here's a chance back the other way. Working it over. Here's Holiday breaking in. Holiday shot that goes wide. It's Holiday with a great opportunity. On the one face-off by the Knights, Holiday beat the defenseman up the ice and took over the puck, as the puck was just out of the reach of the point man, and it's worked back here. Offside, as it's worked up over the line, and one too many moves at the line. And I said this manned offside there. It's number 11, it looks like. Jackson Studdert setting up the first goal of the game. As he works it across, that'll be kept in. Worked over the line, looking for an option, and he'll just rim it around to the far side. That'll be picked up. Work back to the point. Studdert off to the wing, looking for a chance in front. Stick knocked out of the hands of Law, and looking for a penalty. No call on the play. Trying to work it out. It's knocked off the puck as Mark Clements. He'll look to get back in defensive posture. Nice job to pick off that puck, and it'll go into the corner. Good read on the far side pass. Maddox Sebald. Studdert shot there, blocked by Law, trying to chip it out, picked up, down low, trying to get it out. Good job to read that play, and here's a chance off the wing, shot there off the zone player, and that's sent down the length of the ice. Matt Clements. And Maddox Seabald, and he'll head off for a change. Puck worked in now. Back. Drop pass was Harvey, as that didn't work out as it's pressured and pinned on the wall. 5 seconds remaining here on the power play for the Knights as they look to get a shot on net. Work down into the corner. And we're back to 5-on-5 action here in this 2-1 hockey game. Puck rim around. Taking a bump on the far side there. Taking the worst of that was Jacob Cole. That puck worked back into the neutral zone and sent right back in. All the way back in. Job to dump it down and get it out of harm's way. Daniel McIsaac. Puck centered into the neutral zone. Worked ahead and over the line. That's Wren. Centers off the skate. Picked up. Shot, scores! As Gregor Beach picks up the rebound. And it's a 3-1 hockey game now as the Panthers off to a hot start here in the first period. A minute 31 remaining in the opening frame as Beach cleaning up the trash out front, and Beach cleaning it up the beach and into the trash can at home. As it's chipped in over the line. Rimmed around on the far side. Into the corner by Glant. So Evan Wren getting the assist as he centered it out of the corner as it's sent back down low. Glant looking over his options down low, backhanding it up to the point. Opong gonna look over, getting some pressure now. Back here for Glant. Glant dishing it off to the far side. Retreating, now sending it off the skate down low. Trying to pick it up on the far side. Off the half wall was Power as it was cycled down by Camden Brooks. Brooks back into the neutral zone as it's worked back down. Chance for the Knights. Shot there. That goes pad save. Good job to knock that away as Brendan McCooley had a chance for the Knights as it's cycled back and behind his own net by Glant. Glant high off the glass, up and out of play, and Woodlawn will be able to change as touching glass before it was out. Face-off going to stay inside, though. Long-time goaltender starting out his reffing career, Keegan Larad will do the honors of dropping the puck down there as it's picked up on the side. On the half wall, trying to get it back down was Cole, but it's worked back into the neutral zone and back with tons of time. And back out, here's Smith over the line. Smith's going to let the puck go. Avoid a hit there. Picked up by Smith and knocked off his stick now and back the other way. Out into the neutral zone. And back, dumping that puck in. Smith will finish his check. He's getting it in there as Richards, and that'll do it here for the opening period. So after one period of play, the Panthers lead the Knights 3-1. We'll be back here for a second period of action live on High Button Sports after this short intermission.
Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cash. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross & Sons, scrap metal made simple. Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cash. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross & Sons, scrap metal made simple.
Welcome back here for a second period of action between the Woodlawn Panthers and the Knights as we're underway as it's sent back into the Panther zone. This game brought to you by John Ross & Sons. Visit John Ross & Sons for all your scrap metal needs. So I'd like to welcome you inside the RBC Center here in Burnside. As it's shot on their blocker save. Good save by Coker as it's sent down in behind his net. Picked up by Isaac Mahoney, trying to get it back, stepping in off the point as it's worked past Ferguson, but sent right back in by Glant. Good job, Glant, covering for his defenseman on the far side as it's sent past the net of Croker and picked up, centering pass under the stick, though, and Glant will pick it up. Far side, Glant shot there. Wide, though, and back to the point now. Here's a shot. Not enough on it to get it to the net and picked up. Good job there. Jackson Studdard up the wall. Turned over, though, and back to the point. Here's Ferguson dishing it down the wall. Glant shot there up off the skate and over to the far corner. Studdard taking a bump there, down low, cycling play. Trying to get it out front. Studdard battling for it. Kick save there. Nice job to kick that puck away. Cameron Croker down and out and kicks the pad out. And that'll be sent back down. Panther zone. Here's a chance off the bench, trying to sneak in behind Studdard, and he gets pinned up against the wall now. Good job on the forecheck was Brownrig. Is that puck trying to kick it out there? Brownwing as it's pinned against by Studdard. Studdard will choose to pin it there and just send it down, trying to get it on net. Tip there on the far side. Alex Law is out to play it. Was Cool. Cool rimmed around, going to get in his net as it's turned over. Knights players looking for it in his feet. Good thing is could have been a dangerous scoring opportunity as Cool still having to get back into his net as it's worked out over the blue line now by the Panthers, trying to cut to the middle and run over Carpenter. He tried to just bully his way to the net was Mac Clement running through like a Mack truck, and he'll be back the other way into the Panther zone now. Carpenter steps up, knocked past him, worked ahead. Here's a chance. Law around his D-man is knocked off his stick and picked up. Matt Clement cutting back down the wall. Cycle play there. Trying to get it back was Clements. Picked up on the far side. Marco Langell will work it out of his zone. And picked up. Got to be careful here. Good job to stay onside. Shot right on net and into the corners. Taking a bad hit there was Joel Verge. He's slow to get up, shaking his head. Hopefully he's okay as he makes his way off now. Carpenter working it up the wall. Too far to the reach, though, and he'll step up, work past him, but picked up by Harvey. Up the wall, trying to dump it in, and that'll be Seabold. Picks it up and works it back into the neutral zone. Heads up. That goes off the skate of the ref, and out there throwing his weight around was Matt Clements once again. Puck sent in. Shot there. Glove save held on by Cool. It's a shot there from the half wall hash marks area, and a cool, calm save by Parker. Cool in a face-off. Going to stay to his glove side in the zone. Offensive zone draw here for the Knights, and Jonah Richardson's going to dig in here for the first draw. Puck one back, centered. That goes off the skate and into the neutral zone. All the way back for it there, Groom, and it's sent back and offside at the line as Panthers forwards couldn't hold their weight back in time. A face-off going to stay just outside of the zone here and in front of us. Tobin will dig in against Jonah Richardson. Trying to push it forward was Tobin. He'll work back to his D-man, Opom. Brooks making a move around one off the stick. His winger cut to the middle of the net, or middle of the ice, and good job to stay onside, but work back. Here's Brooks. Opong now looking over an option, trying to work it up the wall and cutting back now. Working it back for Brooks. Brooks chipping it up ahead. That's going to go all the way down for icing with 11:03 remaining as Brooks sends it down as he was just behind center ice. No change for the Panthers. Puck won back by the Panthers, and that'll be controlled by Brooks. He'll reverse it for Opong. He takes it up the same way as it's worked up. Nice speed here by Opong. He gets his feet moving through the neutral zone. Opong lost it in his feet. He gets around his man of Studdard. Dish there, and now what a goal. As netting that home and capitalizing Gregor Beach with his second goal of the game. And a 4-1 lead now here for the Panthers. And what a feed and a display of speed by defenseman Landon Opong to set that play up on a reverse play. In behind his own net, and he showed us his speed on a reverse play. So getting the assist there is Opong, as well as his defense partner Brooks. So Brooks and Opong connecting in their own zone. Brooks picking it up, working all the way down, and a nasty feed out in front to give the Panthers a 4-1 lead here. Now there's a chance back for a nice save there as Cool kicks the pad away. As what a chance and a response there by the Knights right off the draw. As we got talking about one goal, another goal almost just happened. Is what a quick response there by the Knights. Is that might have been their best chance of the game. Shots 15-12 in favor of the Panthers as it's worked back to the point. Here's a shot there from distance sent wide. Off the stick of Nathan Richardson as he'll get it back in the neutral zone now. Richardson up off the wall and picked up in his own zone. Eisner up off the wall, held in at the line. Good job was Richards. As it's sent back as he collects in his own zone, works it back for Carpenter. Carpenter, the call up here for the Knights this evening. There's a nice reverse play there. Down low, here's a shot. Trying to sneak it short side, and did it go? As it got sat on, looking in behind him, trying to sneak that play home there. Hudson Kenny on a sneaky chance, trying to sneak it low, short side blocker, and a great look as Coker had no idea where he was. He just fell back. Hopefully he was sitting on it, as held at the line there by Matthew Ferguson. Out front, picked up into the feet, over skated. Far side centering, looking for a chance back door on a nice feed off the far side wall. Gregor Beach on the pass there as he picks up in the neutral zone. Worked ahead as he fed Isaac Mahoney. Mahoney's shot there, pad save, picked up Harvey, chipping it into the neutral zone. Ferguson up the wall and got it back on side, and too quick as knocking it back is just in time. Anderson Keats couldn't get back as he tried sliding back, but just over ahead of him with a chance. Joel Verge, good to see he's out there back into the rotation as it's worked up ahead by the Knights. D-to-D play off the skate back, and Law will gonna have to go retrieve that. Law off the glass. Chip play there. Good job by Ethan Smith getting it out. He'll pressure now, sent pass. The forecheck of Gregor Beach as Smith gets knocked off. Here's a chance back for the Knights, and a big hit there. Stepping up and taking his man out. Alex Law throwing his weight around as it's worked back over the line. Gonna drive wide now. Here's Mahoney's shot, blocker save. Smith picking it up, trying to work it through the feet there as it'll be battled for. Gregor Beach down low, trying to center no one home as it's sent down. High sticking maybe. No, says the referee as it's sent back in by Maddox Seabold. Offside, says the official, as players were changing and having to tag up the Panthers as they get right back in on the forecheck. Chipping it up the wall is finishing his hit on the far side. Jacob Brownrigg. As it's turned over, far side, sending it back in. Mac Clements. So puck down, past him now, up the half wall. Chipping it up, stepping up on the far wall. Trying to keep it down in low. Clements picks it up now, works it, toe drag around one. Clements, nice move, and he scores! Matt Clement on a nice two move as he had the defenseman looking two different ways. And Matt Clement capitalizes on a good hold by the point man on the far side. Camden Brooks, he'll pick up an assist. And Clement, wearing the C, gives the Panthers a 5-1 lead here at home. And Brooks, he's going to pick up his second helper of the night. What a goal there, as the defenseman had no idea where to look, as he had him turned inside out, going different directions, was Matt Clements. It's down low. Jacob Brownrigg. He'll battle on the end wall, trying to poke it out there as it's picked up there by Brownrigg. Skate got tied up into the stick there, as the stick was in through the skate blade area, into the holder tuck area, as it's worked back by the Knights. Good back check there by Clements, doing it both ways. Heads up, big hit there as it's worked up. Clements shot there, fanned on, worked up and picked up and held on to. Stepping up on the far side, Jackson Studer delivering a big hit. Just getting out of the way and off the tracks on the far side was Max Halliday. Max has a goal in the game already as well, with his line mate Clements, who just scored an absolute beautiful goal. Here's a shot off the two-time goal scorer, is Gregor Beach. He's got 2 in the game, as he tries to turn it over and send it back in. As he does successfully, Carpenter picks it up. Pressure by Tobin. Carpenter up the wall. Right back to the point, though, held by Brooks. Brooks on a great hold there. Feeds Tobin in front. Tobin shot there off the stick of the defender, Nathan Richards. And Tobin picks up far side, looking out front. Now here's a chance back the other way. Scallion, backhand shot, save, rebound, poked away. Nice defensive play there by Brooks. So Brooks having to assist, and now a nice defensive play as well, as Scallion picks it up on the half wall. Centering pass out front, glove save by Cool. As in the honey pot area in front, Joel Verge with a good opportunity. 50-50 ringing it out here now. Everyone looking down, checking their tickets. As the guy next to me had just won. The fella sitting right next to us had just won the 50-50, so congratulations to him, folks. As he heads over to the front area, and he'll go claim his 50-50. Maybe we'll get to chat with him at some point during the game. As that puck sent back in. Good job by Alex Groom. D-to-D. Sent back and worked back into the neutral zone, but by his own willful way was Anderson Keats, and it gets back, sent down into his own zone. Picked up McIsaac, rimming it around the wall. Picked up on the half wall, Harvey. Up off the boards, held in. Good job using his glove to hold the puck in. Instead of swinging out with stick, Matthew Ferguson looking back door there. Trying to sneak in was Hudson Kenny. And a big hit there. Kenny finishing his check. Puck worked into the neutral zone. Back, Ferguson goes D-to-D. He'll hinge back, worked up and sent in over on the far side. Remy Glant, big hit there once again. And another hit there. And the Panthers picking up the physicality. Has 3 big checks in a row and a nice move around one. Here's a chance. Oh, and what a goal! On a beautiful toe drag. And he undressed the defenseman, Jack Smith. And he scores his second goal of the game. What a goal by Jack Smith. And we've been privileged with a few nasty goals. And that, folks, was one of them. On a beautiful, slow toe drag around the defenseman. And the defenseman went for a swim there. What a move. As now it is 5-2 here inside the RBC Center. And here's a chance, and no delayed call there. It's getting taken down. Was Jacob Cole as it's sent back all the way down. The Knights defenseman going to have to go all the way down. Chase it after. That was Jaden Sear. He'll have to chase, and a faceoff's going to go all the way back. No change for the Panthers. And congratulations to that man right there. Tonight's 50-50 winner. So, congratulations to him, and hopefully you treat yourself maybe a beverage or maybe a stop of fast food on the way home or something like that. Go home with a couple extra dollars in your pocket. Now here's a chance on a nice goal on another nice move. And a backhand chance there. Cole Jacob nets it home. Sorry, Marco Langely. So Langell getting that one home. Good job there by Marco Langell. And Langell going to get them back within 2 here as the physicality started to pick up. And the Knights with back-to-back goals here in a short amount of time and a 5-3 hockey game here now inside the RBC Center. On 2 quick goals by the Knights, and we have ourselves a hockey game, folks, as the Panthers are going to look to respond here as they send on the line of Matt Clements, Max Halliday, and over on the far wing was Jacob Brownring and offside. So Brownring out there on the far wing with number 21, Mac Clements. He's got a nice goal. And number 21, Mac Clements, and number 91, Max Halliday, both with nice goals. Stepping up and feeding Clements. Here's a chance. Clements working his way in. Got a feed through the feet. Here's a chance sent wide. As looking for in front there. Sent past the net was Halliday. He was looking for his second of the game. Brooks leads up. And here's a chance on the turnover and a big hit in behind the net on Opong. Opong had a beautiful assist earlier in the game as he tried to backhand it out front, turned over, picked up Clements. Good defensively sound play there, helping out his defender. Now here's a turnover. Clements trying to get it up and over the forecheck. Working it to the net. Rebound poked away by Clements. Worked up the wall. Clements turns it over again. Now here's a chance. The Knights pressuring hard. Picked up Opong. He showed some speed in the first. He'll wait back now. Drop pass for Opong. Centering for Clements, picking it up, going to try to dish it, working it up the wall, and that's worked back. Ryder Scallion over the line, one-on-one, works it through the stick. Here's a chance. Scallion runs into the goalie, and whistle goes there. Hopefully cools all right as Scallion driving the net and taken out by Brooks. And a face-off, I believe, is going to stay inside. Scallion driving the net hard. No fault there. Is a nice hockey play through the triangle of the stick of defender Camden Brooks. And a chance now for the Knights once again in the offensive zone. So the Knights pressing hard here now. They're only trailed by 1 shot now as they have 17. Panthers with 18 as Sear works it up the far side. Into the neutral zone for Langell. Langell has a nice goal in the to get them back within 2. Here's a chance over top of the circle. Shot, rebound. Langell shot there. Save by the defender out in front, I believe. That went off of Matthew Ferguson and into the neutral zone. Tobin couldn't connect there. Cell pressure. Sear goes D over to the far side. Groom trying to chip it out. Tobin picks it up in the neutral zone. Poked off of his stick by Verge. Turned over. Tobin works it ahead. Looking over. Shot there. Pad save off the toe. So that was a good look by Evan Wren. Evan Wren has an assist in the game. Face off, going to go to the blocker side of Cameron Coker. That'll be batted down by the hand and worked in behind. Studdard trying to reverse it as he battles for it now. In the feet. 2:22 remaining here in the second period. The puck trying to kick it out. Can't do so as it'll still be picked up. Now it's worked out. Panthers with a chance, and that'll be a delayed call. Shot there onto the chest as Studdard held on for a whistle, and looks like it'll be number 66. Anderson Keats going to go for tripping as that was picked up out of the scrum by Maddock Tobin. So Vander and Maddock helping their team out. One drawing a power play and the other with a nice goal to start the game. Off on the right foot for the Panthers as they go to a power play now. One back to the point. D to the far side. Opong controls. Back. 5 on a dice type power play here as they look to spread out the Knights. Worked off the half wall. Backdoor pass as they look to work it cross ice. Opong works it to the top. Down to the far side. Picked up there. Clements cycling it down low. That was Brownrigg. Stick knocked out of his hands. Works it back. Clements shot on. Picked up in front. Trying to clear it now. Good pressure on the back check. And not giving up on that play, Remy Gallant, as it's sent down. Over to the far side. That'll be battled for. In front of the bench is Clements in there trying to get it out. Trying to kick it all the way back into his own zone for some reason. Now here's a chance. Clement to the middle of the ice. Knocked off of the stick by Jacob Cole. Worked around. Picked up. Now to the point. Looking over an option. He'll skate it down. Clements centers out front. Holiday's toe drag shot blocked. Job sacrificing the body on the penalty kill, and 45 seconds remaining here on the PK for the Knights. As 45 seconds now remains in the period as it's worked over. Opong down low. Centers, and that'll find the stick of number 16, Jack Smith. He has a couple goals in the game, and he sends it all the way down. Half a minute now remaining here in the second period as it's picked up, and Max Holiday is going to show us his skill and speed once again as he works it in. Avoids some sticks and worked back up top for Opong. He'll work it in. Toe drag around one. Opong shot there in front. Knocked away, back to the point. Picked up Seabold. He'll cycle it down low. Holiday towards the net. And that'll be held on to into the chest protector here with 4.1 seconds remaining on the clock in the second period. Face off. Going to go to the blocker side of Cameron Coker. The Knights trail by 2. They got to get out of this one. Down by 2, hopefully, in an offensive zone draw here late for the Panthers. Still 4 seconds remaining on the clock. Tobin pushes it forward off the draw. Ahead for maybe his brother Tobin. And that's picked up and worked out here by the Knights over to the far side. And that'll do it for the second period of action. So after 2 periods of play, the Panthers lead the Knights by a score of 5-3. We'll be back here for third period of action live on High Button Sports after this short Zamboni timeout.
Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cash. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross & Sons, scrap metal made simple. Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cash. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross & Sons, scrap metal made simple. Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cash. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross & Sons, scrap metal made simple. Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cash. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross and Sons, scrap metal made simple. Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross and Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cash. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross and Sons, scrap metal made simple. Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cash. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross & Sons, scrap metal made simple.
Hello, folks, and welcome back for third period of action here between the Knights and the Panthers. The Knights trailing by 2 as we get set for the third period of action here. As that's picked up, Clemens learning over the break. Clemens, wide receiver in football as well, so that might have been the display of agility and the nice hands as it's worked in. Clemens on net, cycled down, that'll be left and picked up in the corner. Looking over the options, back to the point, cycling it back down. Brooks picked up in the corner once again by Halliday. He works up top now, finding the point man. Opong sends it down low. Clemens spinning out of the corner. Display the agility once again as spinning off the check of Alex Groom as he pressures him. Back to the point. Groom trying to pick it off under his stick, and Clemens cycles it down low for Halliday. Halliday, good defensive play there. And that'll be picked up once again by the Panthers on a relentless forecheck as Halliday picks it up on the half wall. Back to the point, Opong. Nice move around one. Shot towards the net. Backdoor is Clements as that'll be picked up. Brownrigg gets it knocked off of him. So that's worked back. Nice sauce pass over the stick of Clements. That'll be worked in by Scallion. Turned over, though, and worked back. And over the line. Brownrigg can't get it in deep enough as that'll be held at the line. Good job there reading that play, not backing off too far. Camden Brooks is taking a bump there. He'll try to keep playing the puck as it went into the feet. Now centering pass picked off as the Knights looking to break out off the stick. Turnover down low. Tobin's shot knocked off his stick. Tobin trying to cut out of the corner. That's Vander. Tobin wraparound chance. He picks it up. Oh, and he sends it over top of the net. Tobin with the wide open cage. Couldn't bury it home as it flipped up on his stick and he went over top. Tobin sends it off the net again. Off the short side of the net. And in behind, chip play out into the neutral zone. Picked up there by Seabold. Maddox Seabold goes DD for Brooks. That's worked up the wall. Nice move around one. Toe drag around another. Working it in. Knocked off of his stick though. Evan Wren with a couple nice moves to work that puck in. Here's Vander Tobin. Back to the point. Shot there. Seabold glove save by Croker as he flashes the leather. 17:43 left in the third period. 2:15 minutes and a 20 here in this one. In all the high school games. It was 3:15s, I believe. Now it is 2:15s and a 20-minute stop time period. Same with the 15-minute periods as it's worked back. Sent back in. Good job to hold the line. Millwood Knights missing their captain out here. He's away at Florida State. Congratulations to him. Is water skiing as he is highly ranked amongst our country. Man, not just province, but country as it's offside and touched up. And that'll get all whistled down. Stepping up there, Alex Law couldn't help himself as it was looking too good on the opportunity. Back the other way and a line change here. All 5 for the Panthers are going to hop out. All 5 fresh skaters. They will face off here just below us. That'll be Maddox Tobin. Maybe relation to brother. So I just got confirmation they are brothers. So the Tobin brothers as he tries to work it out. Nice pair of skates on Maddox Tobin. And a big hit there and the glass shaken down by some Woodlawn fans as it's worked back over. Tobin's shot there, glove save. Rebound in front, looking for it as that goes off of Coker and he didn't know where it was. It went off his glove as he was a little bit nonchalant there. As it's worked back and a big hit. And that'll send the man offside. Slow to get up on the far, or in the middle there. Jack Smith, he has 2 goals in the game, and he just took a big hit on the back check from number 27, Hudson Kenny, throwing his weight around, and he'll head off for a change, a full line change here for the Panthers once again. Joe to the left of us now. Picked up, worked out of his own zone. Eisner over the blue line, controlling, looking, shot there, high, off the glass, back to the point. Holding the line, sending it all the way back in. Was Ferguson, now it's Matthew Ferguson. He'll stand back at the point, is on the forecheck. Ethan Smith down low, trying to look for something. He'll just cycle it there. Was Isaac Mahoney on the forecheck. Smith trying to turn it over, worked up the point, trying to hold the line as it's worked out just in front of us. Nice play to work it up to himself and over the line. Jonah Richardson loses control, picked up, trying to work it up the wall. Smith picked off though. Down low, Richardson. Off the stick of Ferguson and clearing it away out of harm's way. Into the corner now. Ferguson battles down low. Good job to turn it over. Richardson shot, opportunity, and blocked in front. Good job to, I believe, get a hand on that puck. Was one of the defenders. He's not sure who exactly went off. Here's a point shot, blocked on the way and picked up in the high slot. Turned over inside the line. The Knights continuing the forecheck as that was Jacob Cole as it's sent back into the neutral zone now. Here's a chance for Ethan Smith over the line. He overskated the puck, and that gets sent all the way down for an icing here. As having to pull one of the Knights players off the bench is a little bit of a longer shift in the offensive zone for Jacob Cole. He tried to change, but official on the far side catching that as it's worked back to the point. Brooks, D to D. Opong looking over an option. He'll work it down low by himself. Opong using the tiredness of the Knights to his advantage. So he gets it on the far side, spinning away from a check. Good job there. Opong once again, nice move. The agility on display there. Here's a chance, shot there, rebound. Held on to for a whistle. On a chance off the half wall for Max Halliday. So Halliday with another opportunity, and he tries to get their lead back up to 3. So they lead by 2, 14:44 remaining here in the third period. Knights trail by 2. Panthers offensive zone draw, one back to the point. Brooks shot there off the paddle, in behind. Clement on the close side. Clements up over him and back past Opong, bouncing over his stick. He'll have to go all the way back. Will it have enough for icing? Yes, it will. And a face-off's going to go all the way back 200 feet into the Knights zone. Studdard trying to clear it up the wall, and it went all the way past Opong, trying to knock it down at the point, and a face-off. Opong played for the Halifax McDonald's last year in the U18 Major League here in Nova Scotia. Had a pretty solid year with them. Now playing here for the Woodlawn Panthers. It's worked out. Backdoor chance broken up by him as we speak. Great job there by Opong. Landon Opong battles in the corner, works up, chipping it out into the neutral zone. Good job to take a hit to make a play, Jacob Brownrigg. As the Knights looking over an option. Almost overskated the puck. Picked up, worked back. Nathan Richards rims it around to the far side. Up the wall, picked off on the far side, and turned over. Now here's a chance out into the slot, but it'll be picked off and worked back into the neutral zone. Good job to keep his feet moving. He takes a tumble down. It's a good job getting out of the zone was Marco Landrel as it'll be picked up. Nice move through the feet now, picked up, poked away. Clements in the corner now. Clements spinning around one. Clements looking over, cutting through the middle and knocked off his stick by Landrel. Marco Landrel, good defensive play there as it was followed up and sent in by Joel Verge. He'll get in on the forecheck. Verge on the puck down there as he battles with Brooks. Opong spinning out of check. Up the wall, far side, Clement. Overskates it, up the wall, point, Carpenter shot, rebound, loose in front. Still loose and picked up by Brownrigg. Up the wall, chipping it up. Not enough for icing, good weight on that. As it's pressured now, Opong still out there, he picks it up. Opong in for the point, shot there, blocker save. Keeps it within 2. Cameron Coker on a great feed from Landon Opong. He's still out there, so great set of lungs on that young man as it's chipped up the wall. Trying to work it out as it's worked back in, just on side. As the official hears it on the far side as it's picked up and wheeled out the far wall. Over the line, Evan Wren to the middle of the net. Shot there as he cut to the middle and let one go, but it was off the stick of the defender, up and out of play. 25-19, the shots still in favor of the Panthers here in the third period. 12:20 remaining on the clock. Live from the RBC Center on High Button Sports. Thanks for tuning in on this Wednesday evening to this Nova Scotia High School Hockey League matchup as the Knights looking to claw their way back as they were down 5-1, I believe, at one point. Clawed their way back 5-3 now as that's picked up, and they try to get on the forecheck now. Sent back out just past the stick on the far side by Jaden Sear as he gets on the far wall. Work back D to D. Groom works it back for him. Sear looking over an option. He'll reverse it. Good job to help support the man there. And they work it up into the neutral zone. Harvey feeding it right back. Great breakout by the Knights and a good support. Is into the feet there, and he'll peel off for a change. Great support there, Anderson Keats. Pass there into the feet and picked up. Good pickup. Evan Wren, far side, cutting back into the feet of the officials. Might have been harder for him to get it out of there than it was out of his own feet. Nice move around one. Just poked off of his stick. He'll cycle it down low. Heads up. Finishing his check on the far side. That was number 91, Max Halliday, offside. Picked up just outside the line and sent in by Jack Smith. Smith, he's got 2 goals in the game. Centering pass, tried to feed it through a couple of the Knights players and got knocked down, but sending it in the far side. Weird bounce in front, shot wide up past the blocker side. Weird bounce off the end wall, and that was almost costly for the Knights as they work it back over the zone. Hit there, backdoor pass too far in behind the man, driving the net. That was number 88, Jonah Richardson, as he'll have to retreat back on the back check. Panthers forward trying to work it through the skates of Studdard, but couldn't do so, and in on the forecheck now. Hudson Kenny back to the point. That'll be a shot. Tipped on rebound, as that didn't even make it all the way to the net as it went off a couple skates of the Knights players on the way through. Worked back by Gallant. D to D. Picked up. Here's Law. Centering off the glove of the Knights forechecker. And Jonah Richardson is picked up down low. Trying to get it out front. Can't connect anywhere. Was Hudson Kenny. Puck back into the neutral zone. Over the blue line now. Shot there off the pad and picked up in their own zone by Gallant. Good job getting back there. Remy Gallant, as it's in his feet. He looks for it now, trying to get it out. Turned over just inside the line. Scallion tries to center out in front. Doesn't connect. Ryder Scallion out there. Wearing an assistant captain letter for the Knights this year. Spinning away. Backdoor Scallion tried to bury it home. Couldn't get enough wood on it. Scallion down low. Up to the point. Cycling it. That's turned over. Picked up. Up the wall. Tobin. Turned over and sent back in. Trying the other side now. Up for Vander Tobin. He'll cut back. Middle of the ice, too far out of the reach. No icing. Tip, says the official. As Carpenter will have to go back for it and battle on the end wall now. Over in the far corner, Carpenter comes out with it, trying to work it up the wall. Tobin coming over, finishing his check. Good job taking a hit there was Jaden Walsh. Getting it out, he'll forecheck. Just finished his check and pick up. Worked out in the neutral zone. Too far to the reach, though, and sent back. Picked up there by Ferguson. Ferguson works it D to D up the far side. Touched up by Tobin, and Panthers will get on the forecheck. That'll be Ethan Smith finishing his check on the end wall. Battle on the far side. Groom. Nice move. Trying to work it up, but Tobin picks it up. Nice read by Tobin in the high slot. Over top of the circles. Works it back to the point. Opong down the wall. In behind again. That's Landon Opong trying to sneak it up short side, and it's a nice save there by Cameron Coker. McCulley trying to work it out of the corner down low. He picks it up in the middle of the ice now and works it out into the neutral zone. Here's McCulley, 2-on-2. Trying to feed it through the feet of Opong. He steps up and doesn't let that puck work its way through, and a battle will continue on the half wall here. Brooks goes D-to-D for Opong, far side. Cutting around, back in behind his net, leaves it for Brooks up the wall. Isaac Mahoney now trying to clear it out. As that'll be picked up by Ethan Smith. Good job helping out his D-man there. Smith running out of room, though, on the far side. As Tobin will pick it up, cutting up the wall. Nice move around one, nice move around another. He gets tied up, poked ahead, though. Here's a chance for Smith, one-on-one. Smith gets taken down. No call. Smith lets the shot go, and they'll play on. There's Opong followed up. Here's a chance now. Move around one, trying to dish it back door. Smith looking to capitalize on the chances. Opong going to have to get back. Good job there. Opong doing it at both ends of the ice. And then Opong, he'll pick it up and wheel it. Opong on an extended shift, working it over the blue line. Through the defender's legs and down low in behind the net. Opong running out of steam, though, and heads up. Big hit there, stepping in from the point and laying the body. Brownrigg, he's got to get back. Here's a chance for Millwood back the other way. Over the line, stepping out, playing it back into the neutral zone and sent back in. As there's a chance back the other way there for Harvey, but he couldn't get it out or get it in time, is stepping out and playing it back in the neutral zone. Was Parker Cooley. Big hit in the corner there, finishing his check with Stutter. He got a piece. Taking a dive out in front. That'll be chance off the rebound. Picked up. Clemens trying to get to it first. Out front. Back for Clemens. Here's a chance all alone in front, bearing it home. Up over the shoulder. Netting it home. Max Halliday. He scores his second goal of the game. Delayed penalty call. Yes, a whistle still yet to go. And Max Halliday on a couple nice passes. His drawing was going to be the penalty. Drawing it was Jacob Brownrigg. So Brownrigg and I believe Clement on the assist. So Clement with his, I believe, second point of the night, as he had a highlight reel goal earlier in the second period. Head over to High Button Sports after the game to view that goal. As it's worked up. Here's Millwood now with a 3-goal deficit once again. They try to work back. 6 minutes remaining on the clock, so about 2 minutes per goal. Is good job there by Carpenter. Puck back just up to the point, trying to hold the line, taking a couple bumps there. Was Gregor Beach. Beach has a couple goals in the game as well. Centering. Good job there. Taking his time, looking over some options and controlling the play. Far side pass, looking over. Scallion works it through the middle. Over the line, Verge, shots blocked. Rebound. Chipped up, point shot off the end wall. Got to be careful not to let the rebound hit you on the way back. Parker Cooley looking for it on his half of his net there, trying to knock it in behind, and Law and Scallion mixing it up, and that'll be a penalty now and a cross-checking call for Law. And Law's going to be the only one to go. And a power play here for the Knights with 5:16 remaining. See if they can't get back within 2. Alex Law going to sit for 2 minutes, and a Knights power play here now. Offensive zone draw. We'll see if the goalie stays. Still in the net right now. Down in the far end is Cameron Coker. Is that puck now trying to work it out? Can't do so. Just trying to get a stick on it. Here's Stutter looking over an option. Back to the point. Got to be careful there, is it? Just got held onside by Verge. As it's down low now. Langell centers. Rebound in front, trying to get it home. Cooley, and a chance cleared away. Up to the point now. Stutter fakes a shot, lets one go off the end wall. Backside door. Trying to work it out front with Scallion on the backside. Stutter picks it up. Works it right up ahead. Verge over the blue line. Looking for an option. He works it to the half wall. Back for Stutter. As he works it back now to the point. Stutter, D-to-D. Far side. Shot there from distance. Held on to Conley. The shot from distance from Anderson Keats, and a nice save and smothering up the rebound was Parker Cool. Decent little crowd here on hand on this Wednesday evening game, as 4:28 remain here in the third period. 3-goal lead for the Panthers. It's worked back D to D. Down in the corner. That's played down by Daniel McIsaac. Battle in the end wall. Clements. I mentioned earlier a wide receiver playing football as well, so the display of hands and agility were on display here in this evening's game as he picks it up and wheels it up the wall. Matt Clements is going to get his feet moving through the neutral zone now. Clements one-on-one, toe dry. Clements trying to cut through. He runs into the goalie, taking him out of the play. Not too badly, though. Good job at slowing up there. Clements is going to have to get all the way back. Good job poking it off his stick was McIsaac. Scallion drop pass off the point. Now here's a backhand chance. Rebound loose in front. Looking over an option. Far side. Shot there. Once again, picked up in behind. And it was Adam Hardy. Shot there from the point and held on to is Harvey. Doing a good job. Gotta be careful not to take another one here. 3:27. 11 seconds remaining on the power play for the Knights. Got to be careful if you're the Panthers not to put them on a quick 5-on-3. Face-off's going to be to the glove hand side of Parker Cool. Mixing it up over on the far side. Sets puck to the top. Shot there, blocker save. Once again by Cool. Cool seemed pretty solid in this one. As I'll do it for the power play. Got to be careful here, and that gets picked off and back the other way right off the bench. Here's a chance. In all alone. Scores! Remy Gallant. Out of the penalty bench. Out of the penalty box for his man. And Remy Gallant. 7-3 lead for the Panthers over the Knights here in RBC Center. Live on High Button Sports. Remy Gallant right out of the bench and for his player in the box, and he gives the Panthers a 7-3 lead here now. 3:08 remaining. And the Knights came into the third period down 2, now trailed by 4. Here's a chance, shot there, glove save. Off the glove and rebound, picked up and worked into the neutral zone. Too far out of the reach though of Jaden Walsh as that's sent in. Talking to a few people around the rink here as the Millwood Knights seem to be a younger team. The Panthers, a much older veteranized team, maybe built up throughout the years. And a big team. I saw them pregame and quite good size on these young men as it's chipped up. Into the neutral zone, Tobin's going to dump it in. Take a hit. Sorry, that's Bennett Power. So it'll be picked up and worked into the neutral zone. Sending it in, Carpenter takes a bump for his troubles once again by Glant, and Glant finishing the check there. Center. And a penalty coming here. Glant's going to take it. Looks like it'll be a late call for interference. So Remy Gallant, after scoring a goal, now will take a penalty and a power play here coming up with exactly 2 minutes on the dot remaining on the clock here in the third period, and the Knights will finish the game on the power play. Trailing by 4. Panthers with a few nice goals as well with the Knights as it's back into the neutral zone. Goalie's going to stay trailing by 4 as it's past the winger there, Jaden Walsh, and sent back down. Good job to keep it out of the benches and send it all the way back down. Out of the net to play it Coker. And playing that puck in behind and looking over his options in behind the net is McIsaac. McIsaac works up the wing for Studdard. Studdard's going to make a nice move around 1. Now 2, he works it over the line. Studdard on his backhand, poked off his stick. Good defensive play to poke that away and clear it all the way down 200 feet of the ice. Matthew Ferguson. He'll stay out there. as well with his D partner Conrad Eisner. As the Knights now with a minute remaining here in the third period. Pretty much hopeless in this one as it's picked up, worked around the far side. Trying to hold it in. Here's a chance in front. He gets ran over on the far wall, finishing his check. His physicality going to pick up here maybe in the last couple minutes. Or the last minute, I guess, is chatting in behind the play. Is Ferguson. He has a couple words there for Sloan McKinnon. McKinnon cut across the blue line now as that's puck worked over the line. Cutting to the middle. Shot there. That'll be into the glove as a shot from distance by Jaden Sear here with 29 seconds remaining in the third period. Just under half a minute now. Is Carpenter going to get sent out here for the last 30 seconds as well with number 22, Nathan Richards. As Opong high off the glass, and here's a chance back the other way. Tripping himself up over the blue line, trying to keep control of it with 19 seconds remaining. Off the half wall is number 19, Gregor Beach, looking for the hat trick out in front. Beach can't collect it cleanly as Beach now out of the corner, knocked off of his stick. Beach looking for the third, can't do it. Here's 5 seconds remaining. Puck sent all the way down, and that'll do it here as the Woodlawn Panthers knock off the Millwood Knights by a score of 7-3. Here live on High Button Sports. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Logan Carruthers. Mason DeNike on the camera, and we are live from the RBC Center in Burnside, Nova Scotia. That's all for me, folks. Have a great night.